Hey, what's up, y'all? Bar Steel here, vegan chef. Welcome to my kitchen. Today I'm going to be making a vegan saag. It's a traditional Indian dish, and I'm going to be using a bunch of fresh veggies from our CSA that we just picked up. Um, this is a great way to use the tops of vegetables. It's a fantastic way to use the tops of radishes or turnips, in addition to kale, spinach, other traditional types of leafy greens that you might pick up from your farm this time of the year in the early summer. So let's get down to business. Check out all these onions. You know those little green onions that you see in lots of traditional Asian dishes? Look how long these are. I felt kind of silly last year when I first went to our CSA because these onions, these red and white onions, seemed really small to me. And as the season went on, they just got bigger and bigger. I didn't realize that. I thought these were a special type of onion, but really, it seems like all onions are the same. The more you know. Oh, my nose is itchy. All right, so each week I typically like to chop the green parts off the onions. I save the green part for later use, as you'll see, but I find that it's easier to just store these in a bowl or something, so that way the tops don't take up too much room in the fridge. So I cut off the lower part. Oh, you can't even see what I'm doing. There we go. Alright, so I washed the green tops. I'm going to set these aside for later use. Typically for this dish you would want to use, I don't know, maybe one large red onion, but given what I've got here, I'm going to use all these small little onion bulbs. Just get a big handful, enough to maybe make up what one onion would be, and wash them and cut them up. What happened to my music? There it is. All right. onions are so fun. You can kind of stack them on their end like they're little towers or something. All right, we're gonna get some coconut oil, get it nice and hot. You can use a liberal amount here. I typically don't cook with that much oil, but I'm gonna be getting some aromatics very hot here, so I wanna have some more protection from the heat. All right, while that's heating up, I'm gonna grab some cumin seed. See how little Arthur's doing. Is he asleep? Nope. Are you asleep back there? Uh-oh. Can't reach. How you doing, Arthur? Yeah, he's fine. Okay. All right, let's chop these onions. I am clumsy tonight. All right, now we chop. You don't really have to worry about getting these. Oh, hi, Arthur. You don't have to worry about getting these too even or small, because eventually this dish is going to end up in a blender. It's hard to get the skins off these onions. Like I said in my last video, if you have a good idea on how to peel onions, please let me know, because I find I just end up wasting like half the onion every time I use one. right. Beautiful. So wonderful getting your vegetables from a local farm. We're so used to seeing our vegetables somewhat clean and sterilized and uniform. I just love getting an onion that has all these creepy, crawly roots on it and dirt from the soil. It's really, really, really wonderful. Alright, that's really, really hot. Ooh, it might be kind of loud on my microphone, too. Turn it down a little bit. Alright, let's see here. So now we're going to add our cumin seed. You want to add a lot of this, and it's okay to kind of burn it. I typically don't like burning aromatics, but I think for Indian food it works really well. Alright, I gotta call in the cavalry here. I thought all these little onions would be enough, but I'm gonna have to use a store-bought big one just to fill things out. Music makes me feel like I'm in Blade Runner. Oh. I'm gonna add some more cumin seed for good measure. And we are out. How you doing, Mr. Baby? Do you see yourself? All right. Alright, so next up, I'm going to use these turnip greens. Basically, we're going to start adding greens to this mixture, and we're just going to get them kind of steamed up so we can put them in the blender and it won't get too stuck. We want to reduce the size of the leafy greens that we're putting in. Oh shit, I forgot to wash them. Beautiful. All right, now we're going to use some radish greens. All right, now I just want to add a little bit of water to the mix. There's mostly oil in there, and the plants and vegetables, they will release them on their own natural moisture, but I just really want to be sure not to burn the leaves. We just kind of want to steam things, not saute at this point. We're looking for a nice wilt. So right now I'm just tasting all these different greens we got from the farm, and I'm trying to figure out what flavor profiles will best match this saag. I think these are mustard greens, but who knows? So I'm going to use these. Ooh. Wow. You know what? I don't know exactly what this is. Maybe someone can tell me. I think it might be curly kale, but it kind of tastes like horseradish. I think I'm going to use this because it's such a tangy, intense flavor, and I think it's going to go really well with the garam masala that I'm going to add this season, the saag, later on. Oh, I gotta wash it. putting a lid on this to let it steam a bit quicker. More quickly? I'm not sure what the correct grammar is. There we go, that's better. Maybe one more book. Oh. All right, that's better. What next? Stir this up a little bit. Oh yeah. I'm going to take a minute to do a little cleanup while this is steaming. This is spinach. I should chop that. I broke my own rule. It's smelling really good. I think we're probably approaching the limit of what I can fit in my blender, so I'm going to stop adding greens now and let this keep steaming a little bit while I put more things away. Now that I remember, this is a fantastic time to add some of these beautiful green onion tops. The green onion tops, they have a much milder flavor than the actual root of the onion. They're really, really good in soup. All right, things are cooking down very nicely. It doesn't have to be totally cooked, because once we make the puree, as you'll see in the next step, we're gonna cook this some more. So I'm gonna turn down the heat. How's that baby? is a Boylan cane cola soda. I don't usually drink soda, but being a new parent has taught me to have a few new vices, such as needing a sugar kick in the late evening. All right. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and take the steamed vegetables and put them in a blender. I don't know how well you can see the color of the liquid from the greens that cooked down that are in the pot, but it's a really, really beautiful color, I think. You can see lots of purple from the red onions. I don't know why we call them red onions. They should really be called purple onions, I think. That was close. I almost melted the blender. All right. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and blend this. vegetable smoke. Don't breathe this. Alright, so now I'm going to add some fresh garlic cloves. I'm using like a pretty liberal amount, about a handful. I hate peeling garlic so much. But you just can't beat that bite of fresh garlic. I know a lot of people use garlic powder, but I just don't think it's an adequate substitute. Alright, now we got the garlic added, I'm going to add some canned tomatoes. I prefer to use fresh tomatoes, but it's not that time of year, so here we are. There goes my wife, Violet. Dirty. Putting about half this can in. It's a really big can, so don't need much more than about 14 ounces. That should be fine. Alright, so to this mixture, we're also going to add a liberal amount of dark muscovado sugar. This is like a special type of Indian sugar. We're going to add about a tablespoon of garam masala, really just to taste. I mean, you can't go wrong with this stuff. And once again, they're not in season yet, but I typically like to add fresh jalapenos to this mixture. So instead, I'm just going to dump some cayenne pepper in. I feel like it's spicy around here. Sweet, spicy, and salty. It's the name of the game. Alright, once that's all done, just go ahead and give it another blend. Is this baby asleep yet? Almost. Alright, let's blend. Alright, so once that's all blended up, go ahead and get the pan that you wilted all your greens in, and let's heat it up. Maybe medium heat. Dump the blended mixture in the pan. Try not to make a huge mess while you're doing it. Give it a stir. I think it's cool to point out that this meal could be made entirely oil-free or fat-free if you wanted. You could just simply steam the onions and cumin seed and greens and then blend them up and add your spices and aromatics, and that's it. I wanted this to be a bit more hearty, so I cooked the onions with oil, and now I'm about to add a can of coconut milk. right, let that heat up. I'm going to give us a little taste now just to kind of see where we're at. It's pretty good. I'm going to add some more garam masala. You can really use a lot of this. I like it hot, as I mentioned earlier, so I'm going to add some more cayenne pepper. I know I put a lot of garam masala in here, but this dish really will soak up seasonings. Even so, you just kind of want to add a hint of that to the dish so that you can taste the cinnamon and the cumin on top of the natural flavor of the vegetables, or the leafy greens rather. One of the reasons why I love this dish is because you can use pretty much any type of leafy green you want, except for maybe like super watery lettuce. And each time you make the dish with different types of greens, it has its own unique flavor profile. So this one with the mustard greens and that weird horseradishy green, I don't know what it is, maybe someone can tell me, it has a very sharp bite to it, which blends well with the garlic, which is basically raw at this point. It's just going to steam up a little bit in here, but the tomatoes give it a bit more body, the coconut milk gives it creaminess. It doesn't even have salt yet. If you can't tell, I am crazy about this dish. Alright. Oops. Well, I think that's about it. The dish is salted, it's seasoned, it's hot, it's just about ready to eat. I'm gonna make some rice. You can serve this with rice, with bread, with non-bread, however you want. So hope you all enjoyed this video, and please remember to like and subscribe. I'll be making lots of live cooking videos, cook with me, etc. Yeah, so thanks for tuning in. I hope you learned something, and maybe